Welcome to the 7th grade video on standard MSPS 1-3, Matter and its Interactions. Let's start by reading the standard and clarifying the expectations for students. So MSPS 1-3, gather and make sense of information to describe that synthetic material come from natural resources and impact society. What students do need to know. This standard will require the students to explore how synthetic materials undergo a chemical process that comes from a natural resource. Students will also explore how these synthetic materials impact society. What students do not need to know. The assessment limit does not include quantitative data. So our focus is solely on the production of synthetic material, how we use natural resources to form the synthetic materials. Comparing standards. Let's now explore how the standard will continue in high school and build upon the knowledge learned in middle school. So, in middle school, they gather and make sense of information to describe that synthetic materials come from natural resources and impact society. Whereas in high school, they construct and revise an explanation for the outcome of a simple chemical reaction based on the outermost electron states of atoms, trends on the periodic table, and knowledge of patterns of chemical properties. So the connection is through chemical reactions. Our standard in middle school discusses how natural products change to become synthetic, and in high school, they look more at how the chemical reaction works. Let's start with the phenomenon. You can do this as a quick lab or as a demo, and there is a link to both in the slides. There's also a video showing you how to do it. But basically, it's taking a memory wire it's made of nickel titanium ore, and you bend it in any direction and you place it in warm water, and it pops back into its original shape. So whether it's straight or already shaped like a paperclip, however you bend it, it'll pop back into its original shape. Resource number 1. Students will create a gummy worm by combining sodium alginate and calcium chloride. Students will be able to answer the following questions through this lab activity. What natural resources are used to make the synthetic products? What chemical processes are used to make the synthetic product? And what are the negative and positive impacts on society of making and using synthetic products compared to making and using a more natural product with similar function? There is a link in the slides for the lab. Resource 2, natural or synthetic. Through this STEM Scopes activity, students will create plastic using natural and synthetic materials. There is a link in the slides to the slideshow that we created. Resource 3, there's a link provided that shows a resource that has a series of different middle school experiments that explore natural versus synthetic materials, as well as alternative fuels. Thanks for listening, and if you have any questions, you can contact the AACPS Science Office at the website below.